Hey everyone, thanks so much
Yeah.
for joining. Happy New Year. Of course, back here with Wayne. Exciting, recent events. Unfortunate Canada loses in the finals of the World Juniors. It seems like the US just has their number. But first things first, Wayne, how are you?
Doing great, Jason. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Doing good. A weird New Year's. I know we chatted a little bit more boring than typical. But 2021 looking great. Especially looking great for Tracesafe. Some recent kind of updates. I wanted to bring up. We'll do a very quick run over. First thing was the Cayman Islands. Government and kind of the partnership you guys have there, and then talking about TTG Canada. Looks like the World Juniors was a very successful event, and now of course you guys are attracting some of the other Canadian events on top of it. Do you want to kick off? Maybe talk about the Cayman Islands partnership.
Sure.
What that comprises of, and obviously, the interest to TraceSafe.
Yeah, well, that's really focused on the quarantine product, and it's another government that we're working with. We have a lot of coverage for governments that are doing inbound self-isolation programs. Cayman's is pretty sensitive, obviously an island nation. They want to encourage people to come to the country and welcome people, but they want to do it in a safe way. And our quarantine product, I Am Safe, really helps them do that. The It's just been a gradual building, starting slow and moving forward with them. So they've been a great partner. Happy and proud of the work we're doing there to help them open up and get people back into Caymans.
Yeah, no, awesome. A lot of those countries obviously very aware of the danger, of people coming over with COVID, and that's great that you guys are helping them. And hey, the Cayman Islands is though an island country, extremely, pretty powerful from a financial standpoint, and that's great. A good one to have on your list.
Well, they a lot of people don't realize how many visitors they welcome in a year. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
millions and millions of people. So this is something where, if this continues and they want to get back to the numbers that they had, I mean, it's reopening travel is a massive, massive opportunity for
Yeah.
TraceSafe.
Oh, for all these island countries for sure. So great, you guys are tight in with them, and of course looking for some good success and some updates as we go forward. But here an exciting one. So World Juniors come to a finish. Do you want to wrap up that success for TraceSafe and then lead that into kind of what's coming from it? TTG Canada looks like one of the first of many that had their eyes and their hands in the pot, and now you guys are working with.
Yeah, so these international events are so critical to be a part of because big decision makers, it's the one time where they're going to get major hands-on experience with a product like this. All the people that had to come into that tournament, they had to use our product. It was just part of the protocol, and they got to see it in the wild and how it all worked. And there's no better way to demo a product than to have someone actually just use it in a real life situation. And so TTG was involved with Hockey Canada and the World Juniors. They they really work with all, I don't want to say every, but a massive amount of national sport or organizations in putting on their big events. They've got to be the biggest in Canada when it comes to these types of events. And so you bringing in athletes or bringing in visitors from all over the place, having them congregate in one place and do a sporting event, that in this world is a tricky proposition. We are trying to play our role and supply the technology components that make that possible. And TTG in Canada, I don't think there's anybody bigger, and we're really proud to be partnering with them and to have done well on the Hockey Canada stuff. It's huge.
Yeah, no, awesome. Hey, you said a good point in there. Best way for these guys to demo it is when they're forced to use it. So it looks great. Obviously, it works, and that's fantastic. I'm curious. I did see some people posting. What does this mean as a TraceSafe investor? Why should someone care? Do you want to just go through, of course, that angle? We are running a business, of course. I want to make sure people understand the business perspective and where you're going with it.
There's really a few key sectors that we're going after. One is workplace health and safety. The other is travel vertical with the Caymans. And the sports stuff is it's such a tight knit group of people that really organize and work on these events. You know, the same, and when it comes to world class, world caliber events, you see a lot of familiar faces. So having a group like TTG sort of brings you in and brings you up to that level where you're inside that closed circle or that tight network of people, where they know you can deliver a product in live fire and you can deliver a solution in live fire. These international events, there's not really room for errors. And so I think partnering with TTG, particularly on an exclusive basis, is massively powerful for us. It brings us into their world, and kind of elevates us into that status. So very important from start positioning in the market first of all, but more importantly, commercially. I mean, these events have big budgets, they're high profile, and they need solutions. So we're happy to be a part of that and grow the company through some of this.
Yeah, no, awesome. And again, talk about the domino effect a lot, what this leads to, which is fantastic. Really, I wanted to just leave it with some teasers here without making it too long. Is there anything else you want to kind of talk about in terms of these two announcements, or some stuff you're hoping to get done in Q1?
Well, hospitality is our fourth area, and that's probably one of the most exciting areas in Q1 here as far as our initiatives. There's some things that I'm just dying to talk about in relation to, some of the hardest impacted industries like the cruise ship industry. We're going to have a lot of powerful stuff to be talking about with regards to the cruise ship industry and the hospitality industry more broadly. The landscape you're seeing, there was a company, a private company that just is doing kind of venue check-ins that just raised $100 million. And it just tells you how big, some of these bigger investors are looking at this market as one of the most high growth areas in the world right now. How do we how does the world rebalance itself after, in a post-COVID world? What are the things? And Tracesafe is going to be a massive part of that. So, I definitely want to be talking about the hospitality industry very aggressively in Q1 here, because that's some of the areas we're making our biggest breakthroughs. Sports continue to be huge for us. Yeah, we couldn't be more excited. The team is pumped and we're executing really well. So very
Yeah,
happy.
no, awesome. So exciting stuff. I think that's what people were definitely asking. I'm not going to get pull anything out of you. I know we'll get to the updates as they come, publicly. But the entertainment world, concerts. You mentioned sports, kind of same idea. Going to an arena, going to something like this, and then you're already talking about people going on vacation. Potentially whether that's cruise ships or going to a resort somewhere. And look forward to hearing some updates and what you guys are working on coming soon. Wayne, anything else you wanted to add before we close things off?
No, that's great. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Well, awesome. Well, thanks so much. Everybody who's watching, I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch these videos. We do want to answer any questions coming forward. If there's questions about the product, we are hoping to do a little demo here in the coming weeks, mixed in with a few Q&As. So let us know if you have any questions. We'll definitely get you guys an answer.
And we'll be doing office hours probably next week. I think we're going to start our first one and hopefully deliver different guys inside the company, whether it's from sales, engineering, operations, to chat with me and answer any questions that'll be coming up. So that'll be really exciting.
Awesome. Well, so sounds good. And we'll definitely have more details about that in the description below. Wayne, thanks again.
Thanks, Jason.